Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your bi-weekly readings. As always, keep in mind that this is just a general reading, so always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences at this time. Also, if you would like a private reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. Also, I want to tell you that for this bi-weekly, I'll be doing a special love relationship focus. Not because I really think that Valentine's Day is a special date on itself, or that it carries a meaning, a deep meaning in itself, but instead because I believe that it's very interesting that our own unconscious collective pays huge, massive amounts of attention right now and focus to the matters of love, to the matters of the heart, and to the matters of relationships. So I believe that it's interesting to see, to think about, to question, to feel what it is that love means to us, to understand that love is much more than just having or not having a perfect, intimate partner with us. And so questioning our own love natures and what we are looking for and our deep needs and desires is also very empowering in my approach and in my opinion. So more than telling you that if you will find the love of your life, if your love will leave you, if your soulmate is coming, for me and my approach, it's much more interesting to put you as an individual in the center of your own life. So again, you can empower yourself and feel this liberating energy, understanding that you are in the relationships that you have or that you don't have right now are a projection and a mirror of the reality you have inside of you. And once you get that realization, you really start questioning things and putting things much more into perspective. But many times that's a very hard pill to swallow because we don't want most of us to take responsibility for our own issues and for our own projections into expecting, idealizing, fantasizing, not understanding love on itself and relationships on itself at the deep level. And so we engage in relationships that sooner or later will bring us huge, massive amounts of challenges and issues to deal with, because in reality it's a projection of our own issues. So they end up doing what relationships are supposed to do, which is to help you grow and evolve and expand beyond the realization and the knowledge that you have about yourself. So I like to clarify that before I start. So if you know me and my approach, I will be using the exact same approach as in the other readings. I'll just be trying to focus a little bit more on love and relationships. And I believe that it's always interesting to do so, to change a little bit things and to treat ourselves with a little bit of curiosity upon what energies may come forward for your sign. So Sagittarius, there's a lot of fire here. There's a lot of bursting energy. So there's this huge awakening of your desires, of your impulses, of your urges to get what you want and to get it fast. And there's this quality of this very excitable but sometimes dangerous energy of wanting things to happen at any cost. Creating a dynamic that many times this fire ends up getting out of proportions, and instead of helping things warm up, it actually ends up burning them. So there's a little bit of balance that is needed right now in terms of what you are looking for in a relationship. Either you having someone in your life or you don't. It's about understanding the deep desires that are being awakened in you in such a way that there's this almost this selfish quality to it. What I mean by selfish is this very individualistic trait about it. I want to satiate my desires. I want to satiate what my needs. And sometimes you may have a hard time understanding the other or putting yourself into the needs and the desires of the other people that you are engaged with. So This can create situation of tension or difficulty in compromising and understanding that it's not just about ourselves when we are dealing with someone else. We also need to be more flexible. There's the issue of flexibility here. But at the same time, there's this feeling that you experienced something lately. You experienced either you had a realization about what having a relationship really means to you, or you understood by connecting with someone how great it can be when you allow yourself to be in that mindset, how great it can be to actually engage in a process of fusion with someone. You have oneness in the recent past. So this is a very beautiful card. It's the card of the world, and it means having the world at your having the world at your service, having the world around you, complementing every single thing that you are looking for, and achieving the closer that we can get to perfection in terms of relationships, in terms of what we are looking for. So it's a completion, it's a process of completion that ends in a very good note. So maybe your relationship, if you are in a relationship, your relationship have been in a path of huge merging and fusion of energies that is quite beautiful and harmonizing, and it got you experiences that are that were amazing and kind of out of this world. And maybe you have experienced that before, and right now you want it, you want to get that feeling constantly. So it creates this impatience, it creates this tension, it creates this need to get more of whatever this world meant to you. Also, it can mean that you really want a relationship to rock your world. You believe that in order for you to get up of your throne, to get up of your power, to get up of your demeanor and what you achieved, it has to rock your world, or you will not lose time, or you will not do it. You will not engage in superficial relationships just to lose your time. There's a sense as well with this card in the recent past that you achieved a level of maturity, which means that, again, no longer you are very interested in superficial relationships. No longer you feel um, you feel enslaved by your desires as probably you did before, because now you have a little bit of control over what you are doing, because your logic is very strong right now. But the thing is, this is a lot of fire, so many times it's lacking emotional depth, it's lacking emotional understanding, the compassion, the sensitivity, the ability to just allow and be calm and breathe. And the Emperor here in the middle is like, you want relationships to give you a sense of empowerment, but at the same time to test you, so you can feel tempted to get out of your throne, get out of your comfort zones, get out of your empire, and experience the relationships. You feel that if they are not worth it, you are not interested. And so you have, again, this mindset of inflexibility. There's an inflexibility. Definitely you have as well the King of Wands in the foundation, which is you are a fire sign. So all of this energy is very connected with yourself. Again, it's all about yourself. It's all about the way as well that you choose to control and channel those desires. So if your relationship is not going through the right, a good period, it's not going through a good moment, it's up to you to diverge that energy in some way, because the power of creation, the power of force, of impulse is with you. And it's calling up to action, but action that it's well thought, and desire that it's well handled in your abilities to understand the power that you have at hand. So this could mean that you have a lot of power in love and relationships at this time. You have a lot of authority over your own interactions with people, or maybe, and sometimes this could also be an energy from the outside. So maybe you feel overwhelmed by the power of someone else, and it's something that it's quite feisty and quite fiery, and sometimes quite tense, because again, that water is lacking. It's dry. It becomes dry easily, and it becomes so hot that you cannot breathe. But definitely there's a sense that you achieved something in terms of maturity, and in terms of understanding that you don't settle less for you don't settle anymore less for what you desire and what you understand it's your worth and your value in relationships. And also crowning you, you have eruption or the tower. So this card here is eruption. In the traditional tarot is a tower, and it's crowning you. Again, it's like in your mind you are so desirable of something to just happen, even if it is something that could lead to a big problem or a challenge or a disruption. It's like you want to create it. You want to inflame something, or you are tempted to do that. You have here eruption. I'm going to show you the card, which is very interesting. Eruption. This is about the orgasmic process, and it's about quitting control, quitting resistance, getting that energy, and just allowing yourself to feel it, allowing that very split second when you lose complete control of everything, or where you don't have any idea of what's going on, and it feels great, and it gives you a huge amount of energy, of release as well. So maybe, and because you have the Emperor here, you are stagnant, and this fire is building up because there's a lot of desire in you, and there's a lot of desire to be with someone, to fire up things in a relationship if you are in a relationship, or your own love nature. It's very very dramatic and very dynamic, and it needs a lot of action to be happening, or you will build up tension. Here, having the tower, the eruption in the crowning position, is like you wanting to attract a big change, a big burst of energy, a big eruption to happen in your life, in a relationship that you have, in an interest that you might have in someone else, to get things moving, to get things into action. And this card, it's about changes that many times this Emperor, he doesn't like. So maybe at an unconscious level, you are stuck in your place. You are sitting down on your throne for too long. And it's time, as in the foundation there's the King of Wands, it's time to bring back that lion outside, that ability to go after what you want, but you have to show up, you have to act, you have to understand your impulses and go into that direction and feel. If you want to feel alive, if you want to feel that things are joyful and interesting and exciting, you have to do it for yourself. Even if you have a partner and he tries or she tries to give you that amount of satisfaction, it's never going to be enough, because it's something that you need to harvest and nurture by your own self, understanding how you should by your own self satisfy these great desires and these cravings for things to be so dynamic and so excitable and so out of this world experience. So there's a lot of passion, but that passion can have been repressed or controlled to a level that build up resentment. As well, you have here challenging you the Page of Swords. So there could be some type of dialogues, some type of communication that is very defensive and very harsh, either from yourself or from your partner or someone you might be interested, or it just means that your mind right now is acting in defense mode like the Emperor, and it's ready to battle when maybe there's no battle, there's no war, but because you are waiting for it, because you are so ready to take charge and defend yourself, you attract it. You attract the volcano to erupt and things to go out of proportion and things to go out of hand. And the Knight of Swords, the Maiden of Swords here, the page, it's also about messages. So maybe there's communication with someone, or you need to watch out and be careful with the words and how words are being expressed at this time, because there's a lot of defense here, defense mechanism, and a lot of fire. So again, there's a lack of understanding. There's a difficulty in understanding the other side, to detach yourself from your own ego and from your own big urge and crave and desire to make things happen, that you might not question your own motives and project everything into the other person. It could also mean that inside of you, you are in the battle between, again, being more active and going after what you want and you desire in relationships, getting out there, or being completely on your space and retreat from anything that has to do with relationships and love, because you've learned that by your own you are better, or you are safer. And so there's this difficulty, or you're waiting for the person to come to you, when you should as well be doing something about it. Because this could go into many different stories. The main issue here is about the correct use of your instincts, understanding your impulses, not repressing them, but as well not being owned by them to a level that you lose sight of your own actions and what you are doing, and situations that you may be creating that at a deep level is not really what you are looking for. And also there's a need to pay attention to your impatience, your anger, or your resentment towards things not moving as fast as you would like, but at the same time you are being a participant of it by you waiting for things to come to you as well. Because in the near future you have the Maiden of Wands. It's great because it means that you will be initiating something. So it's about calming your energies, calming them down to a level that you can understand them and channel it in the right way. This is a great time for being creative, for being romantic, for going out there with your partner and having fun and doing exercise and just doing things together that are active and fun and different, adding spice, flavor to what you look for in relationships and how you deal with love yourself. And here in the near future with the Maiden of Wands, it's great because again there's this feeling that whatever this fire is creating, whatever eruption might happen, a change, and a sudden and unexpected event, a fight, a conflict, a realization of yourself in your mind that awakens you for something. Whatever happens, it's initiating a path for you in relationships that is much more fun, that excites your inner child, that excites that fire, but in a way that you can manage it, and as well others around you, in a way that it's fun and adventurous. And it's also telling you to use this dynamic of love and relationships at this time in a much more lighter way, in a way that you enjoy things as they are. You don't create so much expectations that then you get angry or frustrated. You allow it to be as a child. Just enjoy when you are together. Enjoy when you are with your friends, when you are with people you love, and make the most out of it. Don't create a lot of expectations, because sometimes the Emperor, he can be very prone to create expectations that are very high and demanding, but he doesn't understand that not everybody has to rise to, not everybody, no one is obliged to fulfill those expectations that he created himself, and then giving him the demand of him being right or in power of what he's doing. So watch your expectations, watch your temper, watch whatever is creating tension. If you are feeling tense, If you are feeling this energy building up on your own, in spite of the fact that you might not have anybody, go out there, move, dance, laugh, travel, get out in the sun, do exercise, get your blood flowing and running with the energies, because it will help you center much more in what you are looking for in relationships and love at this time. So Sagittarius, I hope you have a great time. Thank you for listening, liking, and subscribing, and hopefully we'll see each other soon.